Hi, I'm one of James' video diary entries for the day. Today is Sunday, March 8th, 2026. That's the morning. I usually do these at night. But I'm finding I'm thinking a lot about my present, about my past, how to converge and build a future. I'm grateful for you guys being here. I'm grateful for the insight. When I'm ruminating about the wrong thing or wish I had a local source of place I could trust, something I could access. Most of the people I trust aren't near me. And the people I did trust, they got me here. I got here because I trusted marketing. And most people can't live up to their marketing. Their marketing is their best day. It's not what they can do sustainably day to day. I learned from former mentor of mine to undersell myself, not because I can't do better, because when I oversell myself, people want what I oversold. And it's not because I oversold necessarily, it's because I couldn't concentrate to get it sustainably. I'm a very talented man. I have very great talents. A lot of the things I want are to provide myself stability, like a relationship. For me, it's a business deal. And if you look at a lot of the mentors I had when I was a kid, a lot of their marriages were, roommate for 50, 60, 70 years. Now, did they do great things? Oh, absolutely. And, honestly, if I could have the stability of having someone that I could trust on a regular basis for the source of the hormones that would provide my mental stability, which is one of the reasons I want a relationship. Otherwise, I would have no use for it. I'm beyond trying to build a family. When I was young, I wanted to. Tried for years. Everybody and their brother wants to do the thing where they only win. In life, you can't only win, man. You can do everything right and still fucking lose. Look at me. I do everything right for the right reason. I don't want to waste anyone's time. Because I don't want to have... If I truly profess to love these people, from Laura Hart, I had to explain to her, hey, 30 years ago it might not have been there. You might not have lost as much. You're not with the guy you were 30 years ago. Now, I don't know. I didn't have the full picture. She was one of the first ones and probably the last one that says, I feel sorry about it. What do you want me to do? I'm thinking, damn, if you feel sorry about it, say, yeah, I feel sorry. I'd like to help you. And in fact, how about we do this? Since I don't have anything right now, I'm going to give you a shot. If you let me have a shot on my own merits, not on the past problems, and I'll prove my worth, and I expect you to do no less. Me personally, I'll prove my worth. I undersell myself because I literally have been abused for years before people realize, oh shit, that's what he was doing? I was giving the other guy the fucking pay for that. This guy was doing it. The other guy was fucking off, playing games, screwing around on me. But by the time I clue into that, this guy walked away. He's like, yeah, I'm scrolling you just because it's fun. I'm honestly not interested because, well, you've abused me for years. And had you been what you said, give me what I'd asked for the last 2-3 years. And yeah, I give years sometimes, quite often. It's been almost 10 years since I had my last girlfriend. A long time. Oh, it ain't because I ain't looking. It ain't because people ain't offered. It's because they're offering short-term deals. And I don't want to be the STD capital of the county or the state. Because if they can't keep it in their pants and have the idea of long-term stability, start slow. Hell, even this widow. Now, granted, I'm not going to tell you I didn't go hard. I went hard. Then I asked, well, what else is in the catalog? What do you want? I'm trying to break you open so you can figure out that this can be a non-sexual relationship. The sex doesn't have to be forever, no. It doesn't block. It doesn't mean that there has to be a timetable. I'm trying to take the timetable out. You know what I want? I want all the pieces of a long-term relationship. Sex is one of those pieces. For a lot of reasons. I don't have the hormonal stability. I don't have the ability to trust the place I get them from. It scares the hell out of me. And, it's one of the reasons I don't go for pay for play. It used to be just because I didn't want to teach my kids. That was a good answer. Especially if I have a daughter. Is that the greatest answer you teach your daughter? Go pay for play? Yeah, no. My daughter was a product of her environment. Water of the womb and the coven, the blood of the coven. In this case, neither one seems to be worth a shit. People have marketing and they make deals that they can't cover. Leola, Sarah from Boise, Jessica the librarian, out of Beaverton. And then there's the people that will literally give you the wrong approach. Yulia out of Traverse City, Tara out of Harrison. Beautiful girl. Beautiful. Dumb as fuck, though. I'll get naked while you're grocery shopping and try to hit you that way rather than give you my number to provide you a way of being comfortable, preparing yourself. You know, I know you don't work like everybody else, so I'm going to hit you like everybody else. All these girls do that. 140 of them in Gladwin about 10 years ago. Everyone most likely succeed. Unfortunately, like Delta Force, I didn't have any of them succeed this time. I haven't had one succeed in over 10 years. And the one that succeeded couldn't maintain discipline. Couldn't cover her promise. Oh, I didn't lie. Bullshit, you didn't lie to me. You said you'd choose me. And you chose someone else. You chose another adult man. You know, I can't move into his slot that you put in your life for him if I can't get him to move on. And if you won't force him to move on, it wasn't a boyfriend, it was her adult son, almost 30 years old. Chased me with a fucking butcher knife. Hell, man, that's goddamn dumb. My daughter ever chased a girlfriend of mine with a butcher knife? That'd have been the last night she stayed in my home. I'd have got her shit out. Called the fucking cops that very fucking night. But that would have been the end of it. I love you, but I literally cannot have you acting like that. I don't give a fuck if you had a mother or not. I don't care if you had a father or not. You're an adult. You claim to have all these pieces. It's time to fucking put them into action. Now my past, I tried building with my support system, the one I'm supposed to be able to deal with. It's supposed to be on my team. God help me, this team is a lot better than that one was. They allowed me to build $100,000 and then they turned around where I'm always angry all the time. Well, fuck, if you keep provoking me all the time, constant provocation will make me extremely angry. It'd make anyone angry. Hell, I go into the psych ward and guess what happens? Everything chills out. When they need some, I can't, it's really hard. Dude, that will fucking beat the hell out of you emotionally. And that's not that my emotions are, I wear them on my sleeve and I'm volume 10. It's because If you ask for something, you would expect to get it. No matter what the fuck you ask for. You could ask for a fucking pink Vallejo class submarine, and you'd expect me to come up with it. But if I ask you to make me dinner so that I have it after a 12, 14-hour day, and you say I'd rather watch cat videos, you can't understand the anger, or you take the money that I have saved, or my stashes of materials to get a home, because I didn't have a lot of money. I knew I wasn't going to get a brand new home. I'd have to work it out. But if I go to get those materials and they're fucking not there, you won't let me build them. You won't let me maintain the stocks, $2, $3 at a time, picking up popping beer cans, turn them in and buy Amish lumber on the way home. If I literally can't build materials for this home, because I know I'm not going to have enough money to be able to go out and make the kind of payments I'm going to need to make if I'm going to have and if I'm working all the time, I literally can't work on the house. I can't work 16 hours a day at a job, then come home and work 4 or 5 hours. I mean, that's literally unsustainable. And if you literally shit on me to the point where you've taken all of my money, you take my tools, you destroy everything I have, you make sure I cannot build forward, and you can't figure out why I'm angry, you literally shit on me. That's why I was angry. And I forgive them, and I forgive myself. I'm never going back. I can love them from a distance. I can watch them suffer and be, you did this to me. I'm going to enjoy watching this happen. Pride cometh before a fall. Hey, man, I make deals. I cover my end to the point where the deal breaks. Once that deal breaks, if you breach contracted, then that breach of contract means I don't have to cover my end. You done fucked your neighbor's dog. Those puppies are yours. Those consequences are yours. You broke my need to fund a family. If I literally can't be the man, you literally shit all over me, Leola. Michaela, I'm not going to be extorted to see grandchildren that you're literally going to try and have me painted as a pedophile. And would you? Fuck yeah, you would. Your behavior clearly shows that. And using extortion tactics to get money from me to see those kids, just the tone of your voice, you do not have power and control like that. If that's the way it's going to happen when I get rich, I'd like to get rich. I just need to have someone I can trust that will do the contractual things that need to be done to protect the money from everyone, including me. It has to be protected from me. I can't be honey trapped. And it's not because it's incapable of me happening. It is that I have to have other clearances of a council. And the premise of it is, will people blind rob you that way? Yeah. Some of my trainers here have had that same experience. They were blind robbed for lust. They're still paying for it. I just don't feel like having to pay for someone else's Delulu to be the bad guy when I literally did everything right. They're the ones that failed, and they're literally going to blame me for their consequences. Fuck, if you just want me to as a paycheck, look for somebody else. Because when the psychological dam breaks and I go nuts. I have a psychotic break and I kill people. So I left home. I was that angry. I wanted to kill my parents. You can't fuck a man over and then go, oh, I'm so sorry, 3,000 times. That's lifestyle choices, man. Once you start the down that road where it's lifestyle decisions and I have to fucking pay for you, you're the one supposed to be supporting me. You're the one supposed to be making life easy for me. Not supposed to be making my life harder. Then telling me I'm the bad guy for being angry that you shit all over me because you speed ran through your shit just like speed run through mine. And when you should have been building with me. Gayla, Roy, you're nothing but a fuck boy. And you ain't even good in bed according to your wife. I know my mother doesn't know what good in bed looks like. She's heard it. And she's seen the consequences of it. She doesn't know how to interpret it. I know. I'm good in bed. Some of my relatives are. I learned that during a moment. My grandfather, the one I wasn't allowed to meet or know. The family lore. I believe I'm his grandson. Issue is, I don't think the woman I knew as my grandmother was really my grandmother. DNA would prove it if I were to bother to do it, to look at it. I could check other relatives. There are a couple of people I could check. Compare my DNA against theirs. Because we should have a common ancestry 2-3 levels back. But my life has shown me, yeah, my grandfather probably was a pissed off person at some point. And his opportunity came, and even to his death, he was a murder suspect. And in my opinion, yeah, I think it happened. My personal experience colors me to believe that my grandfather was a murderer. Just like I wanted to be. I didn't become one, but I wanted to be. I got the mens rea. I have I know what the incentive and the motivations are. I've talked to those who would unalive people. They approached me. I didn't approach them. I turned them down. You love your family, you don't. You can be very, very pissed off. And you can want it. Same point, you still don't do it. Like hitting a woman. People have told me my whole life there's no reason to hit a woman. Oh fuck, there are great reasons to hit a woman. There are great reasons to beat her into a fucking coma and kill her. Same thing with a man. Do you do it? It's not that you don't do it. It's that by the time you get there, you better have a goddamn good reason. And you better goddamn know why. Does that really make you better? When you go after your family. When you go after water the womb family. The blood of the coven family. You better goddamn know why. And I don't give a fuck about the judge. I don't give a fuck about the jail. Prison. Wouldn't matter. It's when I go to answer to God himself. I better have a damn good reason. And although he may be magnanimous in forgiveness, I'm not sure I judge that way. It's made me become a behavioral analyst. I analyze people's long-term behavioral patterns. I analyze their short-term patterns. I try to think about what I do. My current job, I almost always communicate through text. It gives me a rolling edit. It creates a paper trail. My current job, in my opinion, has breach of contract and creates a hostile work environment for which they cry that, oh my God, I don't know why this is happening. Stop incentivizing and rewarding people creating a hostile work environment. When you start doing that, you won't have the need for active shooter training. I'm not saying that you don't need to have some kind of skill. What I am saying is it won't need to be a necessary training. It'll simply be an accessory training. Yeah, you can do that. It'll be part of the evacuation planning. But it isn't going to be, like when I worked at Gaylord Community Schools. They said gun-free zone. You never say gun-free zone. If you ever walked around these things where the interviews where they're talking to these murderers, these prolific serial killers, that went through these gun-free zones, they said, why did you do it? And they said, because I knew I wasn't going to get resistance. Because it's more of a Call of Duty thing. Every character's a kill. I wanted a kill count. That's how my martial glory came from. It's not from the resistance of the struggle. It's from the death of characters. Now, instead of saying gun-free, say student and staff safety zone. Now, yes, you can still buy the weapons in a similar fashion, but a student safety zone says, come here, we're going to give you something for the newsletter. This isn't going to be, although this seems like a soft target, it really ain't. Because everyone here, all the adults, all the staff members know, from the janitor to the principal, when the shit hits the fan, the access keys, they vanish. We remove them from where they ordinarily would sit. We make them vanish, so you won't find them. All the doors instantly lock. All the shades get drawn. All the security measures that are possible get made. All the protective measures we can put in. Everything we know about the exterior laws of ballistics. We don't put kids in positions where they're going to die. We don't send them towards the gas mains in the building. We don't send them in the mechanical areas where, you fuck up, you could get maimed or killed, blow the building in half. No, we put students in the safest place possible. The place that's most protected by the bricks, by arrangement of furniture in the hallways. We travel through interconnected rooms, and we build defensive structures. Now, they're hastily constructed, don't get me wrong, but everyone that has to be confronted and cleared, as any soldier can tell you, no attacker has an infinite number of attackers. This isn't a game where you can respawn. This isn't a game where you have infinite ammo. You have a finite amount. And you're not carrying big balls. I mean, you know the weight of that? Be like the war movies, you ever watch them? Hell, Rambo, on screen at the very least, blows off a deuce and a half. Do you know how logistically difficult that would be to move that much ammunition? I mean, you're talking about 2.5 tons of ammunition. And that's just what he did on screen. That's not what he did in training or sighting in or checking the guns, any of that shit. And all those things as part of the Army, that would have been part of his training to learn how to do all of that. And he probably would have. Some of these other war movies, they're like that. I mean, honestly, that's really weird. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always looked at the dime store novel and wanted to be the hero. Even in high school, it's what screwed people up. They thought I was a bad guy. I'm really not. I'm the guy who knows what I have to come up against to be the good guy. Which also means I have to know what the bad guy knows. Or see it from the other side. Gives me a weird perspective. Along with reading all the tactical knowledge books that are publicly available that you can purchase off Amazon. At one point, I purchased a great deal of them, just for the simple fact that being able to understand the nature and tactics, listening to all the combat stories from verified veterans, from people I can guarantee were in theater. I don't know if they were in the mix, but they were in the theater, and certain things about war, you get around enough of them, you'll be like me. I have mannerisms of a veteran, but I've never served. Due to medical and psychological subsequent, wouldn't take me. Not because I wouldn't go. Hell, I would have volunteered at one point to try and be a military version of what I'm doing right now. Brotherhood. It would provide me that stability of the Veterans Brotherhood. It would have provided me the purpose. And if I'm the casualty that goes down, look, man, the family I have back home, I don't have one we're coming home to. So if I'm constantly deployed, constantly training, I would ordinarily be doing that. My fitness would be doing the same thing. Now I'm starting to enjoy the abundance that I've had just been given away, trying to have other people help me manage. Now the comments section, that's where I use my ears, use my eyes. If you see something, say something. Because if I'm not seeing it, I maybe have a gigantic ass blind spot. Driving this semi, I got gigantic blind spots. And under certain conditions, even what I would ordinarily see, I won't see. In rain conditions, some of my mirrors are just completely, I see nothing but darkness in rain. Scary as hell when you're trying to figure out if you can pass somebody. I got radar. Radar will tell me, in rain at least, it'll give me range to the next thing in front of me. But it literally can't give me a 360 picture. Now, if you have a problem, comment, or concern, as always, put it in the comment section below. Have a good one.